pace and tempo. So let's see if Team Aster will be doing that well today, or if it's going to be LBZS giving us another upset here in the China qualifiers. Let's find out. It's your boy Snare and the homegirl Kips on the mic. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
So, I'm not sure if you had the pleasure, let's call it that, of watching Erica play Weaver a couple of weeks ago. Was it like 3 weeks ago? Where he built the Radiance Weaver.
It's so weird. Erica, like last season, is one of the most improved characters. I've never seen anybody get so much better so fast. And then I hear stories like that, and I'm like, was it all a lie? Was it all an illusion? What happened?
I don't know what happened. All I know is that it's been hilarious watching him this season. Like, there's been several games where the game has ended at like 45 minutes. He's playing some Terrorblade or whatever, and he just simply refuses to buy BKB. He's like, I will not do this. I just don't want to do it.
Bro went off the deep end. Right into Carryland. Oh well. I guess sometimes you get that, but it's still disappointing to hear. Let's hope he wakes up from his slumbers in Carryland and gets back to the real world where you have to buy BKBs.
Or maybe it's all an elaborate ploy, Kips. Like, he knew that he wasn't going to be able to win like the leagues, so he's like, okay, we're going to sandbag all these seasons. Then when the qualifiers roll around, we're going to be so much stronger than everybody. We got this.
Let's hope, but he is, for now, sir, not appearing in this match.
No, he's not. No, he's not. We just have a Weaver that reminds me of him. And he's doing the right thing already, queuing up the correct items, I believe, getting himself that early Deso after the power treads. I'm glad that he's doing this. I want to see a more aggressive form of Weaver. I don't like these uber farmy styles. I mean, this could also be a Maelstrom that he's deciding on, but I would prefer him having the capability of fighting as early as humanly possible. I think when you play against teams that are more experienced than you, better than you, you always want to make sure that you're pressing the tempo. Don't give them time to concoct a game plan that'll stop you deeper down the line.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like, being in charge of the game is the way to give yourself the most opportunities to win it. But in this case, I do actually hope that that's a BKB. Like, I've been rooting for more Deso Weavers, more Deso PAs, but this Mars pick kind of changes things. Before that Mars pick, you could kind of wait things out. You could see if the Tiny would initiate, you know, you would see if the Death Prophet dropped her silence somewhere, and then you can zoom in after and get to work. But this Mars is going to be engaging into you. He's going to be deliberately jumping and aiming for you. You're going to need a BKB. If you get trapped in that arena, there's no way. And if you go Deso first, you're going to be dying a lot because you're fighting a lot, and that BKB is going to be slow. So I think it's going to be Maelstrom BKB.
Maelstrom BKB. All right, we'll see what Kagome is going to do in this situation. How many BKBs do you think they need on the side of LBZS? Kagome will definitely need one down the line. Should Enigma rush BKB, or are we going to get Blink? Basically, what happens after the Wraith Pact? Are we going to get Blink or BKB from LG, do you think?
The Death Prophet silence makes this a lot harder than normally it would be. Or like, or the Death Prophet not in this draft, and it would be such an easy blink game, right? And nobody would need BKBs even on LBZS. In that regard, this Mars pick is very important because it flushes out a whole lot of money to be spent on LBZS on an item that they really were hoping they were going to be able to skip. So yeah, I do think it's going to be Blink for the Enigma. Or sorry, excuse me, BKB for the Enigma before the Blink. And a BKB over on the Weaver as well. But Puck doesn't buy BKB. The Dawnbreaker will, of course, get the Starbreaker upgrade, and I do think that you can use that to get out of the arena with as well. So that should be the only 2 BKBs purchased on LBZS. Whereas there should be 3 BKBs purchased on Aster, no doubt.
It'll be a very shiny game on the side of Team Aster. Team Saiyan might not be in this game, but they're with us in spirit because everyone's going to glow it up at some point. And here we go. The pause is finished. I've noticed something very interesting, though, that whenever we have some of these more extended pauses, it seems to correlate with teams not wanting to try for like a massive smoke rotation or early aggression to fight around bouncies. Like, the longer the pause, the more peaceful the early game tends to be. So let's see how it goes. Monet plays too much Dota, so immediately finds the D ward on his side of the map, feeling much better about themselves. This is so disrespectful. You know how hard that support worked, how much money they had to spend?
Yep.
Feels bad.
And Monet has the side blades early. Normally I'd be like, hey, TA, you should get the meld hit first, contest, but this is versus Enigma.
Yep.
You don't know if you're going to have Eidolons in your face immediately, so the side blades upgrade, get a little bit more range on them, and get yourself the splash possibilities is the best choice in this case.
Oh, this was so funny. Seeing Salad hit Baboka and Nature's Attendance. Honestly, this spell is way too good, level 1. And he's just standing there, being like, well, okay. Where's this going, mates?
Yeah.
And Salad's hitting him like, ah, but not getting anything out of it. A little bit unfortunate, but he also knows that the Enigma, yes, there are side blades on Monet, but Enigma shouldn't necessarily be in a situation where he loses the whole army. He lose some creeps here and there, but not everything. At the very least, Salad is able to pick up the courier, though, in the meantime. But I'm not anticipating that many kills happening in the top side of the map, unless somebody makes a pretty drastic misstep. Should be a fairly farmy and peaceful lane. Is that going to be the case down bottom as well, given that they have... Oh, wait, actually, aggression already starting.
Already murdering.
Well, that answers that question. We know exactly what they're looking for down here on this bottom side of the map.
There is so much damage on LBZS's side of this arrangement. And especially if the Dawnbreaker can stay in the face of the Death Prophet, she won't actually be able to harass this Weaver all that much. That's the problem with the Weaver, right? Range support coming in here, like... Detachment can't really allow the Death Prophet to be hitting Kagome like that, because that is what's going to lose him the lane. And you can see the Death Prophet maneuvering around the Dawnbreaker's ability to contest.
This Dawnbreaker hero is a little bit too versatile. Fulfills way too many roles, honestly. Some conversation needs to be had.
But like with Valve's department of hero design in total, because every single new hero seems to have that problem. Everybody gets a stun, and a nuke, and a teamfight ult, and a mobility spell.
Woo! What you're saying right now is just giving me shivers when I think about what Primal Beast is going to look like when he's finally released. Not looking forward to that day, if I'm completely honest. But
I think it looks like fun. He seems to have some of those lessons learned, because his kit is definitely more limited, right?
yeah,
Sure, he has some of that, but he's also a dumb melee beast who doesn't actually... Like, he has a little bit of mobility, but... It feels a lot more like they thought about him as a kid instead of just giving him cool stuff.
yeah. A trample isn't just I click this one button and immediately I'm on the other side of the map. You still have to at least have some degree of skill using it. This mid lane,
Yes.
let's take a look here. We haven't looked at it just yet. Ori on this tiny...
Top.
Oh, top lane. Aggression onto Monet, and they are going to be able to try and find him. We spoke about how there might not be that many kills unless there's a misstep. Might have come from the TA. And the first blood will open up. Salad maybe looking for more here. Rolling Boulder will come out and get the stun onto Baboka. Eidolon army is there. There's the Maleficent stun too. And they should be able to find this kill. And indeed, LG with the Eidolons able to clean up the Enchantress. 2 kills into the lane. LBZS, okay. Killing Monet's courier, now killing him as well as the lane partner. Things looking very solid for them in their off lane.
And he popped the refraction and it gets taken out immediately by the Eidolons before he returns. Yeah, as soon as the Eidolons split, it becomes very hard for Monet to keep his refraction up, even though he already invested a second point. And he's going to have to go to them immediately, but that just means that Salad's going to come forward again.
Yeah, they're just going to try and get this aggression out. We do see Baboka stealing some of these Eidolons. We spoke about the potential of using enchants in this fashion. It will prevent a kill from happening. If he doesn't do this, there's a lot of danger that happens on this side of the map. And at the same time, Kagome finally finds the kill. The aggression they've been throwing out in this bottom lane will eventually pay off. They get this kill onto the Death Prophet. This creates space as well, because you were talking about it earlier, right? The only way that Kagome has a rough time in this lane is if DP is there spamming him out with damage. Once she is dead and back at base, suddenly this lane is quite free for Kagome. Just get exactly what you want farm-wise out of this Weaver.
Exactly, and the Death Prophet might even have to return. I guess Detachment doesn't have that much mana right now, because otherwise this Mars would be in a lot of trouble already. But yeah, I do think that they've stopped murdering each other for a little bit, so we can look at this mid lane, finally, where Ori is leading in the denies department as a tiny versus a puck should. The only trouble in this lane is actually keeping your health management intact. LG, no, what was I saying?
He's got murder on his mind. It's never gonna
I can't
stop.
man.
He's YNWLG out here with the aggression, and they get another kill in the top lane. I mean, it seems to be at this point that this is going to be the side of the map with the most issues in terms of like aggression. But you know, come hell or high water, we will talk about this mid lane matchup. Ori's build here.
It's nearly over because Ori's 6 now, and that means that yeah, there goes PP. So we've got the Dream Call online, and I wanted to specifically lean into this because yesterday I was late on all the level 6 rotations because in China they just move faster, man.
Yeah,
Like,
these Chinese teams don't play around. They move quick. If he gets a rune, oh, there's a regen in the top lane. Actually gonna find Salad. He was trying to secure it for his Puck, and unfortunately not gonna be able to do so, just ends up dying. If Puck gets that rune, you know, then we do have a lot more possibility of her making this rotation. Is it still possible without the rune, now that you do have the level 6? If you wanted to go somewhere, where could you go as PP?
the most obvious target is top because that's where LG is going to be pulling the wave back, and Monet is a natural pusher as well. So that would be it most likely, but it would be an amateur mistake for Monet to actually come forward under that tower unforced. Like there is no way he's going to do that. So while you'd like that, you see here now they're going for the kill. This is a possibility for rotation if IG lives long enough, but he definitely does not.
Wow.
And the Puck declines the offer.
Looks like you're on your own, buddy.
Yeah.
Deal with your own issues. It seems like he's gonna ask for rotation middle instead, as they're gonna go out onto this tiny. No, the Dream Coil kick combination doesn't come to fruition. So as a result, Ori is still alive right now. Selly Hammer doesn't connect either, and that is gonna be a lot of time wasted in this mid lane and the first ultimate of the game from this Puck, hoping to bring down Ori. But we saw the idea, but the combo just didn't come out from Salad.
And I think they were ready for Ori to go on the aggressive here too, because for Tiny, that is really the only way to make anything out of a regen rune in this situation, is you immediately start going on the Puck. And, well,
Almost killed him.
it was close.
That was super close. Salad coming in. Will get out the boulder smash, but not going to be able to have enough damage to bring down Ori, as the Tiny will just bottle through this. He's in a situation where we're 15 seconds away from the next rune spawning anyway. And have they held for him a bounty? Nah, but they don't need to. He's still fine. Everything's okay.
Puck is all the way back in base, needs to regen up. That means there's not enough to contest on his bot rune though. Ori is a little hesitant. Gets a haste. Now that's what a Tiny can rotate with.
Nice.
Now the problem is just that he's half health, and he's like, but
Is it a problem? You know? Ori doesn't seem to think it is. He's like, HP is overrated anyway. HP is for scrubs.
I don't know what you do exactly in this situation, and he seems a little bit hesitant as well. Like, maybe you literally spam everything out, go base, then do a TP rotation with a haste. Like, no? You're gonna go haste base? Okay, or
I think they want to try to use the first arena of the game, but Weaver's already read this on Kagome and has backtracked into the jungle, prepared for this kind of move. He is building into this Maelstrom. I think Ori will now be aware that, oh, this is what's happening. He sees the Weaver's courier, so they should give the information about where this Weaver is actually chilling. And the haste rune will now end. And unfortunately, they don't get this kill. And XXX, he's too far away with this arena. I think Kagome is very, very safe behind the tower. In fact, he's going to TP to the top lane. They're going to try and put pressure onto the tier 1 tower themselves. Monet has also done the backtrack into the jungle. This is a Temporal Assassin with 2-point side blade, so she can easily do this. So they're not going to find the TA, but with the Enigma army at the ready, they should be able to push down this tower at the very least.
And the scan hits on Monet, they know where he is, but BP is really not that interested. Like, as a Puck, you have trouble getting through Refraction. They need either an Earth Spirit with 6 or the Enigma Eidolons to be there for a guaranteed kill. And neither of those are available right now, so Monet gets to be unbothered in his jungle for a while longer.
Speaking of, actually, there's some of these items that we're going to be seeing coming up as everyone's just farming. Ori is going for heads up blink in the situation. What do we make of this? We've been seeing blinks some of these games. Other games have the first item Echo Saber into the blink. Is there a particular one that you prefer?
Blink in this game, 100%. Like, you can burst a Weaver, you can burst a Puck. You have a very potent tool here, and I don't think that this should slow down your farming game too much. Like, this is the pick-off game. Aster's playing the pick-off burst game, and this is the item for that. If you slow down here, you're waiting for a TA timing. And that Mars has the armlet as well. Aster knows, man. They need damage. If he goes armlet into Blink, I'm gonna be... I love these guys.
They're gonna smoke up and try and reveal this Blink, I think, here. As they're all congregating together in the dire jungle. Or maybe they just want to clear some space around this outpost. Well, either way, they're just holding hands right now, deciding on what their next move is gonna be. On the other side of things, Puck on PP, close to finishing his Witchblade. We often see this as the response to the TA refractions. Mid lane though, quick jump in from Ori, just wants to get some free farm, but the illusion is a debate, my friend. You're not gonna find what you were looking for in that situation.
Yeah, and this Puck is a thorn in their side because of how well it pushes out the mid wave. Like, they're trying to get at least a wave on the opposite side here, maybe get a couple of catapults hits in, protected by this creep from the Ench, but the entire wave is already dead. Like, you can't really celery this out if the enemy Puck is just hugging its mid tower.
Love how you're using celery as a verb here.
Yeah, but his Ench is now, like, he's the most iconic Ench honestly playing right now, because it's just so clear how much he does for his team, and it's so nice as an analyst to be able to point out what he does. They've gone on the Mars on top lane.
Yeah, they got him. Arena though will come out. The
Oh,
Solar Guardian is gonna buy some big time, but Kagome still ends up being brought down. LG does find the black hole, will enable him to kill XXX. We'll be able to take out the Death Prophet of PQ as well. We see Ori in a little bit of danger. He's inside the Midnight Pulse right now. Quite a bit of damage, but also Puck comes in with the Dream Coil, finds the assassination. 3 heroes will end up falling in the top lane. And Team Aster, they thought they were the ones that want to have the counterplay potential coming in to save the Mars, but though they get the Weaver out of this, it turns out to be not a worthwhile fight for them, as they lose very important heroes in that skirmish.
Circles, man. Circles. And this is the problem with circles versus burst. If your burst is not huge, if you can't immediately take heroes out and then split again before the circles come in, you've just engaged multiple bursty heroes who are usually short range into the center of the circle that's coming at you. You're gonna die. But on the other hand, since this is Aster, like, and this is why Aster is just better. Like, they only engage 2 heroes on the, or 3 heroes on the top lane. Sure, 2 of them are cores. They lose 2 cores there, but they get the mid tower down to a point where, you know what, Obaka is going to celery this one out. Look at this creep. This is textbook celery. Like, I love it. I love seeing everybody do this. And maybe it's just because I'm Dutch and I'm like, yeah, we're relevant. Go Netherlands. But it's true though.
I mean, Team Aster also has Lanem as a coach, right? I'm sure he was ecstatic watching some of those replays to be like, oh, you can do this with Enchantress? Awesome. I want to do this. This looks like fun.
Oh, yeah.
They need to be careful about losing this tower, though.
Practical player.
Yeah. He's so practical, but he's also like weirdly cheesy. He's just like, I want to win. What's the shortest route to winning?
Exactly. He has no shame about it. And that's the mark of a true competitor. It's like, it's the same as OG, right? Oh, we can just tilt people instead of winning the game? Cool. That's competitive spirit. Like, in real life, that makes you a douche. But on the field, that makes you good.
Exactly. It makes you win. That's the important thing. One thing that also helps with winning is game sense, as XXX demonstrates his own and dodges a 4-hero smoke gank in the top lane, as this mid tower does get celeryed at the very end of the day. They are unable to deny it on the side of LBZS. The question is, will they find something more off the back of this? Ori still wants to play with this Blink Dagger, hasn't necessarily been able to unleash it in a huge fashion just yet since picking up the item. And it's been a while. It's not like it's for a lack of trying, right? They've tried to make these rotations. It just hasn't worked out for them.
Yeah, and you are getting something out of it. Like, we've seen LBZS clump around their triangle pretty often. Their heroes are holding hands very neatly. So that is one of the reasons why it's so hard for them to find these pickoffs. So there is a little bit of, like, I like to call it a sheepdog effect, where the team that's getting herded around is clumping and losing out on farm because of the threat of this Blink Dagger. And here we go, Ori's in.
Yep, detachment should be dead here. They get the toss back onto him and throw in the tree to bring him down. However, at the same time, they end up losing their Enchantress in the mid lane, but more importantly, they pop the Ghosts coming out of PQ here. Not entirely sure that this was the 100% option to go for this early exorcism usage. I mean, it's only a Dawnbreaker. Was Dawnbreaker gonna survive if you didn't pop these Ghosts?
retaliation or like a preventative retaliation, shall we say, is like, hey, don't come back in here because you're going to lose this fight now. And what I really wanted to see, because there is a Deso on Monet, I was hoping that the Ghost was also like, hey, we can immediately go into Roche, but they don't have the time, and now there's another black hole.
Another black hole, the circles are on. 3 heroes caught inside it at the end of the day with the midnight pulse onto the 2 beefy strength cores. Both of them will end up falling. Roll forward from Salad, catches up to pick you. We're not going to be able to reach him though with the rolling boulder, so we'll be allowed to escape on the Death Prophet. However, yet another situation where they're the ones that make the forward jump there from Team Aster. And they came onto this triangle. They came onto the high ground. A bit of a greedy move from Aster. And they thought they had the burst, but that used to be the case. Now Kagome has the full treads and the Falcon Blade with the assistance from Detachment Solar Guardian. It's no longer possible to easily burst the Weaver unless you get all your spells out onto him.
I have a theory here though, Sean. I think that they went for that because they could possibly get it, but more importantly, now the ults are down and they could go Roche. There is a Deso on Monet. He was not involved in that at all because they don't want to lose him here, and now Detachment's going to get it. And they're going to go Roche.
Right.
I have no doubt in my mind right now that they're going to go Roche. And there's nothing LBZS can do right now because they spent everything.
So smart. No black hole. There's no Solar Guardian. Team Aster,
if I was a man, my table would be lifting just a little bit right now.
It's lifting in spirits. It's okay.
Absolutely. Oh, I love this.
This is actually
they are up versus the team fight lineup, and this is how you do it. If you can't burst hard enough, you need to be ready to throw bodies at the problem. The problem is the spells, not the heroes. If you get the spells down, it doesn't matter that Enigma is alive. Like, you get this Aegis on Monet, and now the next time the big spells are up, sure, black hole him. He's gonna give you a thumbs up, rise from his grave, and smack you around for even trying.
I mean, this is sort of similar to what we see when we have these team fight lineups and you get deeper into the game and teams will trade like a buyback for a big ultimate, a big spell. Being like,
exactly,
it's much more important. But you normally don't see those kind of trades happening this early on in the game. And unfortunately, LG might be forced to trade out his life, but nice TP out in the trees. Love to see it from Team Aster, just having a read that, like you said, spells are the issue. If we can get them to commit their spells, we might not be stronger in the aggregate, but our strongest hero is stronger than their strongest heroes. And Monet has been given the luxury of not actually being involved in most of these fights, just been farming away. And look at the gap in the delta that extended between himself and the rest of the pack. Despite the fact that Team Aster has been losing a lot of these fights, Monet has been the beneficiary, 3k ahead on gold on top of the Weaver.
Yep, and that is the kind of gold lead that actually matters because that is a full item. Like, normally it's like, oh, you know, every single hero is 1.5k ahead of their counterpart, and it's like, well, that's cool, but usually that's not full items. That's not actually things that make a difference. Oh,
Ori!
What a find from Ori.
What? That read? He had no hesitation. Jumped in, immediate avalanche. Oh my god, this guy is really good at Dota. Oh my goodness,
yeah.
Alright.
He's decent. Good enough to be on a top team.
Good enough to actually make Team Aster a viable international team, I think. It was rough going with the White Album in the last season. And this time around though...
Which sucks because I love White Album.
Yeah. Listen, Kips, right? You know that team he was on Team Fusion? Can you imagine the pain of watching them? White Album and Ponlo and God King on the same team. Whew. It was painful watching their losses, honestly, on a personal level.
Oh yeah. I mean, I tuned in whenever I didn't have night shift. It's been a rough ride.
Yeah. But, you know, they will rise from the ashes. Our boy Pondo will still make it to TI, I believe. In this game, Team Aster, in a good state to me, make it to ESL One Malaysia because they've claimed themselves a tier 3 tower in this bottom lane. They were ghost committed this time around from PQ without it being an issue. And tier 3, this is always an issue, right? We are playing this more teamfight centric lineup and you already have to be playing this far deep onto your side of the map. Because next thing you know, you can win a fight on your side of the map, but then what? It takes you so much more effort to get onto the other side, get some real estate out of the situation. And because they didn't go for, they went for a much more safe build on Kagome, Maelstrom into the BKB, which is the right build for the context in the situation. But that means that there's no Deso to help knock over towers. That's all you have is these Enigma Eidolons. And if you're too far away...
He's going for it.
He does have an Aegis with BKB, but might be forced to use one or the other here. First life will be taken out. Salad using the magnetize to get it down. Will he be allowed to escape this though? And it does seem like he will. Okay. a bit of, it seems like this is maybe the problem area for Team Aster. Maybe don't play in the triangle as much, boys. This feels like this is where you often lose your heroes for not that much in the opposite direction.
Yeah, this one was not a next level player. Like, I do think that it could be if the Mars, like, probably the Mars didn't have his blink up or something, so Monet goes in expecting to bait out a fight and for the rest of his team to follow up. Then it's fine that he loses the Aegis if they get entrance skills that will allow him to take the top lane, but not many spells were used here. Like, the Black Hole is up, the Solar Guardian is up, and they did lose that Aegis, so LBZS should be angling to get a fight here. I said the BKB on the Weaver is not done yet, and I did. Kagome is just going to say no. If his team wants things, Kagome is just going to be like, no. Actually, no, though.
I mean, it's a smart play, right? We've seen many times before. That's how these players will get involved in a fight pre-BKB, especially on these more finicky heroes, your Weavers, your PAs, heroes that if you look at them wrong or if they initiate incorrectly, just end up dying immediately in the fight. So he's doing the right thing. It is painful to sacrifice real estate, but we just saw from Team Aster, right? They've shown the shining example of being able to make necessary trade-offs that put your team in a stronger position. You know, they lost several fights to make sure that Monet is super strong right now. So LBZS, wise enough to be like, we are willing to give up a little bit of map control, a tower or two to finish the BKB. And Kagome does now have it. However, Team Aster on the hunt, but they're not going to find anybody. Kagome has already vacated this area. I must say, I've been quite impressed by his movement around the map. Even if he hasn't been able to like exert his influence in team fights that much, he's been quite good at dodging several of the moves that have come his way from Team Aster.
Yeah, and I love that you're bringing this up because usually a gank that doesn't work is not something that we as casters get to talk about, right? But we have highlighted this constant movement from Aster trying to find heroes and the fact that they found nothing. That's not something that happens in a vacuum. It's not like, oh, well, I guess we got unlucky. Nobody was here randomly. No, LBZS have been dodging religiously. And Kagome has spent a lot of work, and Salad has spent a lot of time bodyguarding him. Like, these two have been together for the entirety of this game, making sure that A, they weren't going to be picked off, and B, if they were at risk of doing so, Salad could throw himself at their enemies and allow his Weaver an opportunity to escape. Neither of these things have happened because they succeeded on plan A, which is impressive. It costs you farm. Even if you do it right, it costs you farm. It's that sheepdog effect that I was talking about. You get herded off of sides of the map because of a lack of information and an abundance of threat. That abundance of threat now has an Echo Saber and is...
How far is it from BKB on
I thought he was going to run into Kagome. Halfway?
Yeah, it's almost there. So close. I don't think Kagome can get caught. You know, he's really embodying the spirit of playing a little squishy bug. Being like, I don't want to get squished, so just avoid absolutely everything. And still keeping up the farm
like
pace. Exactly.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm very impressed though that he hasn't allowed himself to get overrun by any of these heroes, despite the fact that they've been making these run-around moves to try and gain some protection. At the same time though, things might not stay that easy because they're about to finish this BKB, or they have the full BKB on, already disassembled the Echo Saber. Then he'll just reclaim it again. But more importantly, they've also finished their BKB on XXX. So this is certified a go time from Team Aster. And as I say that, they're gonna smoke up. Let's make something happen, boys! We'll try and find a fight. Who's gonna be the one to blink onto the high ground? Ori? His smoke will pop. He blinks though. Literally blinks to the same spot in the triangle. I don't know why he has this obsession here. But he just keeps going here, Ori.
Well, give me some time to watch some replays and I can figure that out for you. Right? Because I'm sure there's a reason. And it's one of the things that if you ever go analyze games on your own, I'm not talking specifically to you, I'm talking to everybody now. Like, always assume there is a reason for the thing they do. Just literally tally up what you see people doing. If they do it more often, there's a good reason for it. Salah went it all, that edge is gone.
Goodness. So used to be an Enchantress there. She gets brought down and LG goes for the black hole, but it gets dodged by Monet. That was a BKB black hole with the blink dagger going forward as well. Salad will buy back now, but they no longer have the Dream Coil. They no longer have black hole. They get the toss back onto the Enigma, so they no longer have his life either. Two heroes will fall. The tier 2 tower will fall as well. And Team Aster might want to press the issue because they know that their big spell that they're really afraid of, this black hole, is no longer available. They might not have Arena, but okay, they're going to back off. Ghosts are about to finish, so there's no need to force the issue. But that's so sad. That black hole, it doesn't connect, misses absolutely everybody. Oh, that can't happen, Kips. That can't happen.
It's forced though. Like, did you see that beautiful like half circle positioning from Aster? They got Monet in the middle. Ori goes in first, draws reactions, and then at the same time over on the flank, XXS jumps as well, pops that arena, forces the Enigma to BKB immediately. And then the Enigma's like, well, shoot, I got a black hole ASAP. Because if he doesn't, this BKB is over and it doesn't matter because the Death Prophet's hanging on the sidelines waiting to use that silence. So he gets forced into trying to catch anybody there, but Monet's all, yeah, it's a sad face. Monet is already out of the way and he gets absolutely nothing. Yeah. That's just Aster outplaying right there. This is something that if you're a worse team than Aster and you're trying to burst damage your way out of confronted with superior team fight, like, it's not gonna work for you like it works for them. They are so good.
Yep. And to make it even worse, Ori comes in to force the punish onto Enigma by killing him. Salad ends up dying elsewhere on the map. So now they were already in a situation where they were being herded, as you were mentioning earlier, into a much smaller and smaller part of the map as time went on. But losing a fight like that in front of your triangle, now you can't access the triangle, you know you can't access your jungle. We literally saw the same full court press from Team Aster yesterday. Like, this exact moves, these exact positions that they're in right now, this is what they forced their opponents into, and Dandelion could not keep up. It was just Aster all day in every direction. I mean, Kagome, all he can do is just try and drag them like this. He knows that he can do these rat plays, but even then he has to be careful. Let's see how quickly he finishes this wave. Will it cost him his life? It will not, because LG, even if he's not getting black holes, at the very least he's using his Eidolons to get some information so Kagame can rat more effectively.
And he is struggling to make his way over to the enemy tier 2 right now. Like, you're saying rat, right? But part of rat gameplay is being able to force the enemy home, and they haven't been able to make enough headway on these side lanes to actually ring the doorbell and go like, hey, ding dong, we're gonna damage your tower if you don't come home, we're gonna damage your base if you don't go home. Like, that option just isn't there. Look at where the puck is as well. They're struggling so hard to keep these lanes out, and they have now full committed, by the way. Like, we didn't see this before. They were still holding hands. They were hoping to react to an aggressive fight from Aster. This is full desperation mode. They're like, all right, fine, we gotta split push the sidelines because it's the only play left. Clearly Aster will just pick us apart otherwise.
Yeah, now they have to go Roche. They have to go Roche. They scan that out. The big man is online, but it's dying so quickly. They do have Black Hole. Baboka puts his body on the line, will block off the rolling boulder. Roche isn't dead just yet though. Goes to get popped. XXX gets him. 4 heroes caught inside of the arena, and they're gonna fight around this. There's the Black Hole. It only catches onto Monet, but LG is gonna get brought down by XXX and Ori as they break on the other side of the hole. Kagome now the lone survivor of the fight. Very nice usage of the ultimate there, but this time lapse might not actually save this Weaver. How far away can he get? Slowed down by that psionic trap. Will be able to dodge out a spear. So good play on that. And PP, between himself and the Kagome bugs, they do manage to bring down XXX. And they are looking at the duration of these ghosts and saying, well, they are about to finish. Let's go back and clean up the Roshan. The Black Hole did come out. It did catch the priority target, but unfortunately it didn't catch anybody else. A bit of tunnel vision on LG ends up with him being punished and LBZS losing the fight.
And once again, Aster showing off these immaculate feelings for the timing here. They have that Black Hole cooldown written down. They know exactly the moment when that smoke comes out is the moment where the Black Hole comes off CD, and then they have about 7 seconds left until they get to the pit. And so Monet gets out at 5 seconds. And the initiation misses exactly from LBZS, and it gives enough information for the Tiny just you know, toss his Martin, see what happens. Oh, hey, 4 heroes, and once again a Black Hole forced in a situation where really you need to be hitting more than just Monet.
Yep.
It's like it's not his fault. He had no other options there. His hand was forced.
It's been a hard game for the LG. Enigma was picked in the first phase and been doing his best. Okay, they might have found Ori here. What can they try? Look at this damage onto Kagome though. We'll just BKB TP out on Ori though. Damn. But Boka's like, really fam? You're doing me like that? Leaving me alone? Okay. Reinforcements are on route though. Nice usage of the arena. Time lapse will save Kagome, but Detachment has no such option as he loses his life. LG forced to pop BKB, but look how much damage he's taking with just a couple of right clicks, and the Gauge Rebuke from XXX will send the Enigma into an early grave. No matter what in this game, LG is going to be forced to commit something and die anyway. Sometimes it's BKB, sometimes it's Black Hole, but always it's his life. Now, are they going to try and go on the high ground here, Kips, with this advantage of having the numbers and still having the Sages?
Yes. Absolutely, and it's only a matter of time before Monet gets his level 25 out of all of the skirmish deck. Puck? Risky. He's trying the same though. He's trying to force some spells out as well. He got the Exorcism, which is, you know, debatable how useful that is because that was most likely going to come anyway. And look at this line positioning here, this half circle again. Like, the puck cannot hit multiple heroes at once. He cannot get an amazing coil off here. This positioning is too wide.
Yep. And as soon as they lose they take the melee racks and they see that everyone's respawn on LBZS, discipline from Team Aster, even though they're super far ahead, even though they still have an Aegis, even though they still have BKB at the ready for Monet, they immediately leave the base. As you said, they've got the timings written down for the Black Hole. So LG, they're aware that he has it back online. And they're like, well, do we want to fight into a Black Hole on the high ground? Probably not. Besides, we've already gotten the important real estate. Team Aster, textbook Dota right now. If you were to open up a textbook that says Dota, it's going to be Lanem's face on top, telling you exactly what to do. This is honestly just beautiful to watch.
It is gorgeous, and especially because, like, there's things about this playstyle that were available years ago. Like, this positioning is one of the backbones of the old MVP Phoenix lineup, where they would always have all the faces turned inwards. They even had a rule that you were not allowed to turn around. That was I talked to Febi about this. It's insane, actually. You're not allowed to turn around because of turn rates, and that would mean that you're opening yourself up to the opportunity of an engage. So spread out wide, all facing forward. There were teams that did part of this years ago, but it's so amazing to watch how one team can do all of it. The map play, the bursty pickoffs, the positioning, and this for me is a beautiful show of how far Dota has come in these past couple years. Because Aster is not the best team in China.
Nope.
Like, they're not. This is not like the biggest boys, and they're playing this well. I am loving this. And LBZS are no slouches either. Like, the fact that we've gotten here to 32 minutes and there's still possibility of a game turning Black Hole, like, it could still happen. Like, yes, the door has been slammed on their fingers, but they haven't yanked their hand back yet. Maybe it's happening now, though.
Let's see how much pain PP is going to experience. Aeon just will get him out. Okay, he's fine. I mean, to your point about how impressive LBZS has been, right? Kagome's only died the once. Looking at those drops that they have on Team Aster, this is not the easiest Weaver game to play, and he's only gotten himself brought down a single time. Ori, though, unfortunately, detachment hasn't been as lucky, but now there's the Black Hole! They've gotten onto two. It's Death Prophet and Monet. Monet will die, but does have an Aegis. XXX comes in now with the arena onto two. They are able to bring down LG. Buyback coming in from detachment immediately as Park, oh no, got caught on the far side of the fight. Does have buyback, but doesn't have spells remaining. Will be forced into buying back anyway. Salad goes forward, has the magnetize with the attachment on the Solar Guardian. But look at the Monet damage as he turns on the taps, forcing everybody back from LBZS as they do not have the survivability. However, BKB is now finished from Monet. Salad, though, will miss the rolling bolt on the high ground, gets blocked from escaping with the Enchantress, and buyback into a dieback on PP with the Park as Ori preventing any kind of escape on that hero. And Monet, did the right click really follow Salad all the way back to the base? Yes, it did.
Yeah.
Oh my god. This is too much, Kips, but I think we might be seeing a GG soon. Monet is too strong, just gets a double kill. Kagome has, what, 2 lives remaining to try and make a difference here. LG jumps forward, no Black Hole though, so he's just gonna end up dying. Monet gets an ultra kill. That should be that. GG, well played as called. LBZS throw in the towel, and Team Aster take the opening game here in the winner bracket final. They are looking unstoppable in these Malaysia qualifiers for the Chinese region.
Absolutely. Like, they've shown us a couple of pages of Lanem's book of Dota, and that's a thick book. And what we've seen on these couple of pages is impressive, and you know they have more to offer.
Yeah.
Oh.
What a team.